Friends, today we will explain the Norwegian movie based on real story. This movie was released on Netflix in 2022, which got a rating of 100 on IMDb, 6.6 and Rotten Tomatoes. So let's start the story. So at the beginning of the movie, we are told that when the Second World War began, Norway refused to fight the war. But Germany was buying iron from Sweden to make weapons, which was brought by Norway by train, and Germany was sent through the ship from there. But Britain wanted to stop this transportation because Britain was also buying iron from Sweden, so they put mines in Norwegian water, while some Norwegian soldiers return home on holidays. But then they are told that all their holidays have been cancelled. After hearing this, a soldier named Gunnar comes to the captain and says that today is my son's birthday, so I want to go home. Then the major gives him a few hours, but he has to come back by tonight. Now Gunnar goes home happily and meets his 6-year-old son Ola and his father. Then he goes to the hotel to meet his wife Ingrid, where she works as a waitress. She is also a translator of English and German. There was a meeting of some British and German people in this hotel, who wanted to buy iron from the Norwegians. Then Gunnar meets his wife and asks her to come back home soon. After which, Gunnar spends time with his family and wife and returns to his duty. Then he finds out that the Germans have come here and they have attacked the Norwegian ships and drowned them. Then a German officer comes in front and says that we have been captured all over Norway. It will be good that you surrender. Now Major couldn't face such a big army. That's why he surrenders. And Norwegian soldiers retreat. But the new commander wanted to fight him. That's why he takes all soldiers out of town from the other way. There, Germans take over the whole royal hotel. And from now on, this was their headquarters. But 2 British spies were also hidden in this hotel, which Ingrid hides in a house on a hill away from the city. When the Germans came, all the people of Norway were in fear. That's why they started leaving the city. Ingrid also started going with her son and father-in-law. But the German soldiers do not allow anyone to leave the city, and they are sent back from the port. There the captain takes all his soldiers and reaches near the bridge. Then the captain says that first of all, we will blow this bridge, so that the iron cannot reach Germany. Actually, this is the same bridge from where the train passes through with iron, but there was no information about dynamite on the map. After which Gunnar talks to his father, who is an ex-army officer. They give him information about dynamite. Also tell him that Ingrid and your son are coming to you from the train. Then Gunnar tells his officer that we should let the train pass first. But the captain says that there can be Germans inside it. That's why we have to blow up this bridge. After which, they start applying dynamite. Then the train is in a mess inside the train and all the soldiers take their positions. Then some civilians come out of the train. In this, Gunnar's wife and son were also included. Ingrid tells that the Germans have stopped the train, after which the major tells everyone to go to Sweden on the train tracks. Gunnar says that I will meet you there, but his son insists on going with his father and waits for Gunnar to come in the tunnel. There Gunnar climbs the bridge to put dynamite, but then the German soldiers come here and start firing. In the meantime, bullets start coming from both sides, although Gunnar blows up that bridge, but all his friends had already left from here, after which the Germans capture 3 soldiers and make them prisoners. There, Ingrid and her son are also caught and they are brought back to the city, after which Ingrid helps Buso in translation and tells him that my husband has been caught by the German soldiers. I am afraid that they will kill him. Buso says that I will talk to the general about this, after which Ingrid comes to her house. Then her friend comes and tells her that they want to meet you. Then she goes to the mountain to meet him. They knew that Ingrid works as a translator for the Germans. That's why they steal Nazis' military plans and tell them to deliver them, so that they can find out where they have deployed the weapons. Although Ingrid clearly denies this work, but they forcefully convince her to do so. Meanwhile, the British Navy reaches the harbor and attacks the German ships. Ingrid and her family hid in the bunker, because of which they were afraid, but no English soldier had come to fight on the ground yet. Now when the attack stops, everyone comes out. Then Ingrid goes to the hotel and helps the wounded German soldiers. after which she quietly goes to Warsaw's room and makes a copy of that map and gives it to the British, which is immediately sent to the British warship through Morse code. Now, when she returns home, the British army starts bombarding the town in which Ingrid's father-in-law dies and her son gets injured. Now the story shows the time after 4 weeks where the Germans have made an iron ring around the town of Narvik. There we see Gunnar and his companions, which is used to work like animals. Then a friend of Gunnar falls unconscious. Then somehow they pick him up and bring him to the ring. Meanwhile, the French army attacks the Germans after getting the opportunity. The Norwegians also fight with them. In this fight, many German soldiers are killed and the Norwegians who were in their captivity are released. Then Gunnar finds out that his father has died in an accident. He is badly broken by this and asks for permission to go to Narvik from the captain. Captain encourages him and says that first we have to get these Germans out of here. After that, we will all go home with our breath. Now, after a week, we see the people trapped in Narvik, who were hidden inside bunkers to save their lives. Actually, these people were trapped between the German and British soldiers who could not leave the city and they were not allowed to live in peace. Then Ingrid's friend comes and tells that Borso is looking for you for translation. They have come to know that someone has hidden the British spies here. That's why they are going home and searching. Borso inquires the mayor of the city, but he had no information about the Britishers. Now one night Ingrid's son gets sick and his whole body gets cold. Ingrid gets very scared to see her son in this condition. Then I take Ola out of the bunker and reach the hotel and beg for help from Warsaw. Warsaw says that in the war going on outside, many of our soldiers have been injured. It is the doctor's first priority to treat them, so I can't help you. When Warsaw doesn't help him, even after requesting a lot from Ingrid, Ingrid tells where the two British are hidden. After which one team of doctors treats Ola. He gets a piece of metal in Ola's body, because of which he was infected. But the good thing was that now his life is saved. Then Ingrid's friend comes and tells that the English spies are caught. Ingrid tells that I did this because I had no other way to save my son. Now, after a week, the Norwegians and French soldiers attack the German army again. Actually, this was the last mountain of the Norwegians on which the Germans had captured, but German soldiers in the mountains chased them. They attacked them with machine guns and cannons, because of which all the soldiers have to retreat. Then Gunnar and the other two soldiers move forward from the other way. Then they kill two soldiers and reach the tunnel in which the Germans have hidden the cannon. But to reach the cannon, they have to kill many Germans, after which Gunnar also blows up the cannon, which was the biggest power of the Germans, after which he points out to his comrades to come up, which meant that they have been captured on all the hills of Narvik and the German soldiers have been killed. That means that Narvik is free again. Now we see that all the German officers are going to Narvik with their bags and beds. Then Warsaw tells that Hitler will not sit still after this defeat. Soon there will be air attacks on Narvik in which many people are going to die. That's why he tells Ingrid to go to Berlin with him, because now Warsaw was starting to like him. Then he shows him a list in which Ingrid's husband's name was cut off, which meant that Gunnar was killed in the war, but Ingrid refuses to go with Warsaw. Then Pauli tells Ingrid to give some money and go from the city, because people knew that he helped the Germans to catch the English spies. That's why people are talking about him. There we see Norwegian soldiers celebrating on the hill, who were very happy to see their city free. Then on May 28, 1940, all the soldiers return to Norway, where the whole city welcomes them with a celebration. All the soldiers' families come to meet them. But Gunnar can't see his wife anywhere. When he goes to his house, he sees that his whole house is destroyed. Then he goes inside and sees that Ingrid and her son are preparing to leave from here. But seeing Gunnar alive, Ingrid is very happy. She thought that Gunnar was killed in the war. Then she tells him that your father has died in this battle and we have to leave this city. Ingrid tells him that Ola was sick and I gave news to the British to save him. That's why the people here started hating me. Hearing this, Gunnar feels very bad and he tells Ingrid that you have betrayed us. Today I am alive because of them. Ingrid tries to explain to him again and again that I did this to save Ola. Then suddenly German planes strike air on Norway, and once again the whole city starts burning. Gunnar goes out and sees that one of his friends has been killed in this attack. Then the captain says that the war is not over yet. We have to fight against the Germans again. Everyone there is scared and leave the city. Ingrid also starts going with her son from here. Then a man pushes her down and drops her, and all her stuff is scattered. People were talking about her in various ways. Ingrid was a traitor in their eyes. Then Gunnar comes from behind and hugs his son. He has decided that he will not fight the war and will stay with his family. His wife is also very happy to be with him. After which everyone goes from the Norwegian city by boat and leave behind the burning house and some dull memories. Then at the end of the movie, we are told that the German bombers destroyed the whole city. But the local civilians were successful in leaving the city through a fishing boat. In the same place, in the 8th of May 1940, the Norwegian army had to put their weapons. However, this War of the Norwegian was the biggest battle on the Norwegian land. And with this, the film made on the true story ends. So friends, this was the story of the Norwegian movie that you must have liked. Rest you tell us by commenting how you liked this story. See you in the next video. Till then.